regard to the assault case. Then with regard to the third matter, it's the on-point matter. It's a corruption, money laundering and racketeering charge against Mr. Malema. In Afrikaans, there is quite an appropriate word for racketeering. It's called rampokkerij. So those are the charges against Mr. Malema. And Advocate Nel will be announcing what steps we are going to take in that regard, as well as another matter which we have not spoken on before, and that is the private prosecution of Mr. Tom Muyane. But with all that, I give the microphones to Advocate Nel.
Thank you, Mr. Kriel. Yeah, it's indeed disconcerting that we must now resort to approaching the courts to compel the NPA to do nothing other than their job, which means, in this particular matter, just to take a decision to re-enroll a matter. Now, it's very important to realize that this matter was in the court roll. A very senior commercial prosecutor decided to prosecute this matter in 2015. As far as the facts are concerned, the facts have not changed. The prosecutor is still available to deal with this matter. Perhaps the political landscape has changed, but there's been no decision by the NPA. I have no intention to embarrass the NPA. Quite the we did what I thought was very reasonable. At first, we politely requested the NPA to re-enroll the matter. Then, we met with the NPA to try and convince them to re-enroll the matter. We implored them to re-enroll the matter. Then, in July this year, we cautioned them to re-enroll the matter, otherwise we'll take steps. And we have not had any meaningful response, and we've now served papers on the NPA. We served Mandamus papers on the NPA to force them just to do their jobs and to take a decision or not. The fact of this matter is very well known. I won't go into the facts, but as far as the one aspect of the case against Mr. Malema is concerned, it's very well known how the money flowed that resulted in the purchase of the farm scale grants. The role of Mr. Malema that he played in the purchase and the registration of the farm is well known. It's also a fact that when the farm was seized and sold in execution, nobody put up a defense. The farm was bought for 4 million rand, for just over 4 million rand. It was sold in execution for 2.8 million rand. And when it was sold, nobody claimed the farm to say that the farm was bought with money that they could explain. We have made our papers available in the envelopes that were handed over to you. Just in summary, just to understand why we resorted to a mandamus. You know, Mr. Kriel laid charges with the South African Police Service, and that was in July 2011. The matter was enrolled by a very senior prosecutor. The matter was struck off the roll on the 4th of August 2015. Now, it's also important to know that the state opposed the fact that the matter was struck off the roll. The state intended to proceed with the matter on the 4th of August against Mr. Malema and his co-accused. We then inquired on the 19th of March. We inquired and asked the NPA if they have any plans to re-enroll the matter, because that is what's supposed to happen. If the matter is struck off the roll and the one accused that fell ill, he was then fine, and we said they should re-enroll the matter. The NPA, when we inquired, indicated to us that they will take a decision by August 2018. That target date of 2018 was then moved to November 2018. Nothing happened. And then in February 2019, and that's very significant, in February 2019, the NPA indicated that it has finalized its evaluation of the matter and that they are following processes, but they indicated that a final decision to re-enroll the matter will be taken in the first term of 2019. I think it's important, I have to reiterate, all we're asking is that they take a decision to prosecute or not to prosecute, to either re-enroll the matter or indicate that they will not prosecute. In April 2019, because we've heard nothing from the NPA, we escalated the matter to Advocate Toy. She was then appointed. We then escalated the matter to her, saying that she should get involved and ensure that this matter get the attention it deserves. We received no meaningful response, and we gave fair notice that we have no option but to approach the court for a mandamus. What we've heard 2 weeks ago is that there were rumors that the NPA now appointed a panel to evaluate the decision in this matter. As far as we're concerned, this is just another stepping stone to legitimize a continued delay in the particular matter. So I think it is disconcerting that we have to resort to filing papers on the NPA. It has a cost implication. It has lots of implications. It has a delaying implication. And all we seek is for the NPA just to take a decision, just to enroll the matter or not. Because we need that specific decision to, from our side, to decide and to institute private prosecution or not. Without that, the delay makes it impossible for anybody to take this process further. So that is the on-point matter. Then in the Moyane matter, you know, we've had announcements before. This is not the first matter where we make allegation that certain people are more equal than others, especially in the prosecution of women and child abuse. In this particular matter, Mr. Moyane's matter, we were approached by members of society that approached us and said, this is an injustice. Can we not get involved? Now that prompted us to get involved from our side, to contact the victim based on what the society asked us to do and to request if we couldn't assist. They were very glad for us to assist. So I could today announce that we've now been briefed to prosecute the matter on behalf of the complainant, Lerato Mahela. She's also the mother of the accused's grandchild. So the charges is an assault on Lerato Mahela. What is interesting to know is that when this occurred, Mr. Moyane was still the Commissioner of the South African Revenue Service. What's also interesting to know is, having now briefed you on the delays in the Malema matter, just to re-enroll the matter, this incident happened on the 14th of May 2018. The NPA, without a consultation with the victim, declined to prosecute by the 28th of May. 14 days later, they took a decision, and now it's very ironic that just to prosecute someone, we have to resort to a mandamus. We've said so before. As with the previous matter where we applied for a non-prosecution certificate to prosecute Mr. Bezos.
All right, AfriForum's Gerrie Nel there talking about...
And we've decided to assist the family in this particular matter and to prosecute the matter. I can announce that we have a certificate. So in previous occasions, we indicated that we will still apply for a certificate. In this particular matter, we've obtained a certificate. If you ask us what will follow next, we've obtained a certificate. We will now take steps for Mr. Moyane to appear in the Roodepoort Magistrates Court. I'm sure I'll get questions about time frames. As you all know, that as soon as you get a certificate, it's only valid for 90 days. So the date of the certificate, I think, is 26th of September. It was issued on the 26th of September. So we have to ensure and will ensure that Mr. Moyane appear in court before the 26th of December. Well, knowing what happens in December, I'm sure it will happen rather sooner than later. Thank you.
I'll say thank you, Advocate Nel. You are more than welcome. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask them.
Yes.
What can you reveal what the charges are going to be against Mr. Moyane?
That would be assault and malicious damage to property. So it's assault on Lerato Mahela, the mother of his grandchild, in his own home. Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mahela, from ECA. Just regarding you mentioned Advocate coming in, and everybody thought there was going to be a change, and there's a lot of corruption charges that they say they're going to prosecute, and they got that unit
back in. Did you expect more since Mr. Abrams left?
Certainly I did. And you would see, if we make the papers available, when Advocate Patoy took over, I know her well, so we gave a fair warning, we gave her a fair chance to deal with the matter. We escalated the matter to her personally, and requesting her to get involved and to deal with the matter. I do understand, and I think it's widely published, about the difficulties she has within the organization that she now leads, and clearly she couldn't convince people to take a decision sooner in this matter. But to answer your question, I certainly hope, and that's why I escalated the matter to her personally, for her to intervene and to ensure that we get a decision in this matter.
Maybe if I can just add to that, we know there's a capacity problem in the NPA at the moment. But of course, we are there to help. So if they are not able to prosecute, then at least give us the opportunity to get another prosecutor certificate to make sure that justice is done. So we are there to help. So a lack of capacity is not an excuse. We've introduced our team. We have the capacity to prosecute, but we need the NPA to at least give us a chance. Any other questions? Sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Kriel. Just on a second point, two cases now already being prosecuted against Mr. Malema by the NPA. The third one that you are now appointing, do you believe that there is a sense of lawlessness with Mr. Malema, or is it just is that his personality and how to handle things? What do you believe?
No, unfortunately, I think Mr. Malema thinks he's above the law. And that is the kind of thing that happens if you continuously transgress the law and nothing happens to you. And that is why it is not only about Mr. Malema, it's about the credibility of our legal system in the country. Because if normal people see, people are getting away with things and they are not prosecuted, it leads to lawlessness. And I think that is the aim of this prosecution unit, is to say we need to protect the integrity of the legal system, to make sure that people that should be prosecuted are prosecuted, and also to ensure that nobody is above the law. And I think, unfortunately, Mr. Malema is acting as if he's above the law. And we intend to make sure that the message goes through that nobody is above the law. It doesn't matter if your surname is Kriel, Pretorius, or Malema. If you transgress the law, you should be prosecuted.
Sorry, just a last from my side. Now, see the Mandamus application only placed on the roll for the 20th of July. Is that also 2020, 20th July 2020? Is that a worrying factor that the court roll is so slow and that you have to wait this long?
Indeed, it defies the purpose, isn't it? If you want to enforce a decision by the NPA and you get a court date in 2020, in July 2020, on an unopposed roll, that defies the purpose. But certainly, whatever avenues are available to us, we'll follow in ensuring that that matter is brought forward. But what's important, Mr. Pretorius, is the fact that in terms of the Mandamus, if you have it there, the NPA was granted 20 days just to indicate to us if they oppose this. So they have to indicate within 20 days and if they oppose it, and then they have 10 more days to file the affidavit. So although the date is in July 2020, at least within the next 25 to 30 days, we'll have an opportunity to know what exactly the NPA's views are taking this matter further. But it defies the purpose if you file a Mandamus on somebody and your first available date on the unopposed roll is in July 2020.
Maybe if I can just add to that, the credibility of the judicial system is very important to us. You know, there's a saying, justice delayed is justice denied. But we also have a responsibility not to say, you know, there's a problem with the judiciary, let's accept what is happening. We must make sure that the wheels of justice keep turning. Sometimes one would want it to turn faster, but as long as we have the opportunity, we will make sure that it keeps turning. If not at the pace we want it to go to roll further, we will make sure that in the end, people will know. It might take some time, but in the end, you will be held accountable for your deeds. Any other questions? Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here. Baie dankie vir al die mense wat ook met die lewendige stroom gekyk het. Baie dankie vir julle ondersteuning. Have a great day.
Mot, veel geluk met jou dryf, man.
Ja, kan so iets sê. Maar die boom is.